A Description of the Morning by Jonathan Swift, 1667 to 1745. Now hardly here and there a hackney coach appearing showed the ruddy morn's approach. Now Betty from her master's bed had flown, and softly stole to discompose her own. The slipshod prentice from his master's door had par'd the dirt and sprinkled round the floor. Now Moll had whirl'd her mop with dext'rous airs, prepared to scrub the entry and the stairs. The youth with broomy stumps began to trace the kennel-edge where wheels had worn the place. The small coalman was heard with cadence deep, till drowned in shriller notes of chimney-sweep. Duns at his lordship's gate began to meet, and brick-dust Moll had screamed through half a street. The turnkey now his flock returning sees, duly let out a nights to steal for fees. The watchful bailiffs take their silent stands, and schoolboys lag with satchels in their hands. Okay, this is a poem by Jonathan Swift. Jonathan Swift, he's probably most famous for Gulliver's Travels. Although he's one of the greatest satirists ever. He was born in Ireland. He's really Anglo-Irish. He went to Trinity College, Dublin. And he published a lot of his work under various different pseudonyms. He even has a writing style which is which has been termed Swiftian, so he even has his own style. So what's this about? Well, this is a description of the morning, and that's what it is. It's a description of all the people that you see in the morning, the world getting up, the world starting to go to work, and it's a description of his society. Now hardly here and there a hackney coach appearing showed the ruddy morn's approach. So a hackney coach, a hackney cab, this is a coach with horses to take people to different places. This is these were the taxis of the day. And here and there you can see one or two of these hackney coaches, these hackney cabs. And this shows that the ruddy morning is approaching. Ruddy means red, so you see the redness of the sun coming up on the horizon. You can see that the red of the sun in the sky, and the fact that there are a couple of these cabs moving around means morning is here. Now Betty from her master's bed had flown, and softly stole to discompose her own. So Betty is a servant, and she's got out of her master's bed, so she spent the night with her master, and she goes to her own bed, and she gets in it, or she moves it around so that nobody can tell that she hasn't slept in her bed. She discomposes her own bed, so if people look, it'll look like she's slept in her own bed and not in her master's bed. The slipshod prentice from his master's door had par'd the dirt and sprinkled round the floor. So slipshod means lazy, somebody who does a bad job. So the slipshod apprentice has pushed the dirt away from his master's door and sprinkled round the floor, and probably sprinkled more dirt round the floor. This apprentice sounds like he's a really lazy and bad apprentice, so he's moved the dirt, he's done the very minimum that he had to do. Now Moll had whirled her mop with dexterous airs, prepared to scrub the entry and the stairs. And now we have another girl called Molly, and Molly is cleaning, and Molly has her mop, and she's moving her mop here and there, she's whirling it around, and she's very dexterous, she's very good with her mop, and she's working very hard, and she scrubs the entry to the house, and she's preparing to scrub the stairs. So Molly is cleaning the house. The youth with broomy stumps began to trace the kennel-edge where wheels had worn the place. So now we have a youth with stumps, with brooms, stumps of brooms, with little bits of broom. Yeah, and he's tracing the kennel-edge. The kennel-edge. The kennel is the curb, is the place where, well, you have the pavement where the people walk, and then it goes down into the street, and the curb is full of dirt and all sorts of horrible things. But he's just moving away the edge where the wheels go. So he's not moving the dirt that's right up against the curb. He's moving the earth at a distance. He's trying to clean it a little bit for the rich who will have to cross this road later. The small coalman was heard with cadence deep. So there's a coalman, and he's selling coal, and he's got a deep voice, a deep tone to his voice, and he's selling his coal. Coal, coal, come and buy my coal. Till drowned in shriller notes of chimney-sweep. And then the noise of the coalman is drowned out by the higher, the sharper notes of a chimney-sweep. Chimney-sweep, I sweep chimneys. Employ me to sweep chimneys. And normally the chimney sweeps were young boys, so this is why it's a much shriller, a much higher note, because this is normally done by young boys, where the coalman, he's a full-grown man. Duns at his lordship's gate begin to meet. So to dun is to ask somebody to pay what they owe. So somebody racks up a bill, and then you dun them. You ask them to pay. You send them a dunning letter. So duns are people who are asking for payment. So there are various different people who are at the gate of his lordship, and these are debt collectors. These are come to his lordship to make his lordship pay. So there are various people who've met at his lordship's gate, and they're going to try to make him pay. And brickdust Moll had screamed through half a street. So brickdust Molly is selling brickdust. Brickdust was some sort of abrasive made from the dust of bricks, which was used in those times. So Moll's going through the street selling brickdust. The turnkey now his flock returning sees, duly let out a nights to steal for fees. So the turnkey is the jailer, and the jailer is seeing his flock returning. But this sounds weird, but no. Duly let out a nights to steal for fees. So the jailer lets people out at night. He lets them go out and steal things. And if they steal and give him some of them, a proportion of the money, then he lets them out at night. So the jailer is letting thieves out to go and steal, so that they can then pay him part of the money they make. So the jailer is clearly very corrupt. The watchful bailiffs take their silent stand. So the bailiff is like the steward of a house, or the watchman, or the person in charge of the house, and the bailiff is taking his silent stand. He's probably not very watchful at all. And schoolboys lag with satchels in their hand, and boys are going to school, and they go slowly. They don't really want to go to school, and they're carrying their satchels with their work inside it. So this is Jonathan Swift's description of the city in the morning. I wonder if this is London or if it's Dublin or where this is, but this is, well, it's any big British city in the early 18th century. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. A description of the morning by Jonathan Swift.